Hi, I'm Tim Montressor, professional paintball player, and I'm here at DLX Technologies to discuss the Luxe paintball marker. So one of the most misunderstood portions of the Luxe is actually the regulator. It's incredibly simple, so today we're going to break it down and show you which parts are wearable and what you need to do to maintain it. In order to completely service your regulator, you will need an O-ring pick, 3/8 Allen key, 5/16 Allen key, 1/16 Allen key, and factory grease. Remove the bolt kit to ensure there's no air in the marker. Insert the 3/8 Allen key into the regulator nut at the base of the regulator and turn counterclockwise. Once loose, lift the regulator sleeve from the body. This will remove both the regulator nut and the O-ring under it. It's important to remember this O-ring for reassembly. Now, take the 5/16 Allen key, insert it into the base of the regulator body. You will notice a screen in between the regulator and the body. In this case, a bit of grease has held it to the top of the regulator. Take note of what side faces the body of the gun and reinstall it facing the same way. To start regulator disassembly, you will need to remove this set screw and the identical one on the other side. We will use the 1/16 Allen key to remove the set screws. Completely remove both set screws to avoid them binding on the regulator internals. Next, we will insert the 3/8 Allen key into the top of the regulator and the 5/16 Allen key into the bottom of the regulator. Twist in opposite directions to break them free from each other. Finish this process with your hands. This will keep you from accidentally dropping the regulator internals. In the top of the regulator, you will see the piston and the spring. We will push them out from the top using the 1/16 Allen key. This will break the regulator down into its four main components: the regulator body, the regulator piston, the regulator spring, and the spring platform. If your regulator is leaking from this small hole, there are only two O-rings that would cause this. The O-ring at the top of the regulator piston, which is the 1470, and the O-ring inside the spring base, which is the 1070. If you're experiencing extreme velocity spikes, the likely culprit is the piston seat, shown here at the bottom of the regulator piston. To lubricate our regulator, we'll start with the regulator piston. Put grease on the main O-ring, then a small amount of grease on the tip of the base. Insert the base into the spring seat to lubricate the internal O-ring. Then remove the piston and slide the regulator spring onto the piston, and reinstall the piston spring combo into the base. Take note of the set screw holes that are here and here. They will line up with the set screws of the regulator body shown here and on the other side. Before joining the piece of the regulator, we will put a small amount of lube on the black O-ring above the threads on the regulator base. Then a small amount on the threads of the regulator base. Screw the regulator together first by hand. Be sure to look for the Allen key holes to line them up. It may be necessary to snug up the assembly using the 5/16 Allen key. If over-tightened, you may have to back it up in order to get the set screw holes to line up. Use the 1/16 Allen key to install the set screws back into the regulator body. Insert the body filter into the body, making sure it lays flat at the bottom of the hole. Place a small amount of lube on the regulator body O-ring and the O-ring at the top of the regulator. Check your filter one more time before screwing the regulator into the body. I'm sure you can crop that out, right? Slide the regulator cover down over the regulator. Be sure to insert the 1490 O-ring before screwing on the regulator nut. Use the 3/8 Allen key to snug down the regulator nut, but be careful not to cross thread the nut. Once again, this is Tim Montressor here at DLX Technologies, and if you haven't already, you can follow us through social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.